he would either move to cam 8 or cam 10. So to reduce the amount of time I spent on cams, I would actually always stay on cam 10. The reason for this was that if I heard movement, I would open the cams to see if he moved to cam 10. If he was there, I'd close the cams and listen for him to move again, and be prepared to close the cam 14 vent. If he wasn't on cam 10, that meant that he moved to cam 8, so I'd play the audio alert on cam 9 and quickly try to reset the audio before he moved again. This also kept me off cam 8 entirely, so I'd never have to worry about losing to Phantom Puppet. I know that Springtrap and Phantom Puppet can't be on the same cam at the same time, but in a challenge where a single mistake can end your entire run, it's never safe to make assumptions. The good news was that since Springtrap had 2 places to move to, he would sometimes move back to cam 10 again after this, so I wouldn't have to track him down on the cams and waste my cam time. Doing all of this allowed me to check the cams immediately when I heard movement. If I saw static on cam 10, that meant that Springtrap moved to cam 10, meaning that I could close the cams right away to avoid Phantom Balloon Boy's jump scare, and I'd still know where Springtrap was at. If there wasn't any static, then Springtrap moved to cam 8 and Phantom Balloon Boy would be visible, so I'd easily be able to avoid his jump scare if he showed up. All of this works pretty well until we add in the other Phantom animatronics. Phantom Freddy would still pull me off the cams, which would allow Springtrap to move wherever he wanted to and break away from the loop that I was keeping him in. Anyways, here's night 5. Okay. Oh! Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, I should reset everything. I forgot to use my audio. Oh no. Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm dead. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, just kill me, dude. Reset ventilation.
Hello?
Oh. Wait, what? Hold up. Wait, what? What did he move? Oh, he's right
Hi.
here. Wait, did I just... Oh, that seals it. There we go. Looking at the intro card, you've probably noticed that there isn't a ventilation interval, and that's because you can't get a ventilation error on night 6 based on time. You can still get one based on jump scares, closing vents, and sitting there doing absolutely nothing, but this means that as long as we avoid doing these things, we won't get a ventilation error. Now you'd think this makes this night any easier, but no. Having no ventilation errors is traded for way more difficult animatronics. The worst thing about this night is that Springtrap is now able to move faster than I can reset the audio alert. Yeah, that means that even if Phantom Freddy and Phantom Foxy aren't active, and I'm only resetting the audio alert, Springtrap can move before I can get back to the cams. This meant that I had to be perfect to even get a chance at beating this. I kept my same strategy as night 5 since Springtrap had a chance to move back to cam 10 once I used my audio alert to get him to cam 9, but as you can see here, he moves so fast that sometimes it's impossible to keep up with him. So how is this supposed to get done? Well, we're going to need some good luck on where Springtrap moves. If he can stay in a loop on moving between cams 9, 10, and 11, then we won't have to use our audio alert and we can save it just in case he moves to cam 8. Now after all of that, we also only have 24 seconds on cams, and we'll need to reset that as well. Trust me, those 24 seconds feel like 10 seconds when you're playing. So I'll have to make sure that I'm resetting that as well, but the time it takes to reset these also allows Springtrap to move away from the whole cycle. So here's an entire strategy for this night laid out completely. At the start of the night, find Springtrap as quickly as you can and close the cam 11 vent. If Springtrap has moved to cam 8 by now, then just use the audio alert to bring him back to cam 9. Then head to reset the cams or reboot all if you just use the audio alert. After that, open the cams and set it to cam 10 and close the cams. Now it's just a listening game. Springtrap should be on cam 9 at this point, so if you hear him move into a vent, that means he moved into the cam 11 vent, and you can use this time to reset the cams again if you feel like you need to. If he moves to another cam, quickly check for static on the cams. If you see the static, that means that he moved to cam 10, and you'll need to close the cams and listen for his movement. If you hear him walk to another cam, then he moved to cam 9 and you're safe. If you hear him enter a vent, that means he moved into the cam 14 vent, and you'll need to close it as quickly as possible until he leaves. Then switch back to cam 11 and close that vent again. If you don't see the static, that means that he moved to cam 8, and you'll need to use the audio alert on cam 9 and quickly reset everything. Anytime you move over to the maintenance panel, make sure you check to see if Foxy is there. If he is, then move back to the cams and quickly flip them on and off, and he'll be gone. Reset where you need to and move back towards the cams. As long as you're listening to Springtrap's movement during all of this, you should always have an idea of where he is on the map. If Phantom Freddy shows up, you're forced to move over to the maintenance panel to avoid getting a camera error. So what I always did here was to use the audio alert to bring Springtrap to cam 10, and I just hoped that he wouldn't go into the cam 14 vent, since I would die if he did that. If he didn't do that, then he wouldn't be able to move fast enough to break out of the loop by the time that Phantom Freddy went across the screen, so it was a risk I was willing to take. The one problem that can happen is if Phantom Foxy is there when Phantom Freddy shows up, since it's very hard to avoid both of their jump scares, but it's
materials. Notice there's no name tag on this list. That's probably the hardest item to get for most enderman farms, and you don't need one for this farm since it uses the player looking at the endermen to aggro them instead of using an endermite. Next, go to the end. Then, place a water bucket on the edge of the end island. In my case, it's on the edge of the obsidian platform. Then build down with leaf blocks until you get to the bottom of the water stream at Y0. If you're worried about falling into the void, here's a safer option when getting to Y0. Place a lava bucket here, and let the lava flow all the way down. Once it stops moving, pick up the lava, and then place a water bucket right next to it. This will create a cobblestone pillar, and now you can place water on the cobblestone and descend down the water and never have to get close to falling into the void. We need to go down this low because mobs spawn much more frequently at the bottom of the world. Then use 128 leaves to build away from the main end island.
It still is possible with precise movements. If you do all of these things and get some decent luck, it's definitely possible. Oh, I'm dead. Where's he at? Where'd he move to?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Oh. Check. Oh, he's moving, okay. Oh, no way. Oh. That's not it. Oh, he's moving up. No!
Hello?
By building out this far, you ensure that your spawning sphere doesn't contain any of the main end island, so any endermen that try to spawn will spawn in the farm rather than on the end island. Now use temporary blocks to create an infinite water source. Use it to waterlog the 30 leaves that are closest to you. 28, 29, 30. This will prevent endermen from teleporting onto them. Then place 6 leaves like this, and then add 6 more leaves on top of those. Now build out with 2 more leaves on each side, like so, and then add a leaf on top of each of those. Now place a barrel here. Now place a hopper pointing into it. The endermen will stand on top of this hopper when we kill them. Behind the hopper, place 1 leaf, and then place a temporary block behind the leaf. Now place 2 more leaf blocks on top of the 1. Now bridge out with 30 more temporary blocks. 29, 30. Then place a leaf at the end of the temporary blocks. Now go to the other side of the bridge. If you want to get these guys out of the way, you can place water on them and then they'll die, but they won't be angry at you. Or you can just nudge them into the void. I wouldn't recommend trying to hit them off because sometimes they can hit you while they're falling into the void. Then destroy the temporary bridge so you end up at the 1 leaf block that you just placed. Then recommend you can place blocks. Then place a temporary block behind the leaf. Now place 2 more leaf blocks on top of the 1. Now bridge. Bridge out with 30 more temporary blocks. 29, 30. Then place a leaf at the end of the temporary blocks. Now go to the other side of the bridge. If you want to get these guys out of the way, you can place water on them and then they'll die, but they won't be angry at you. Or you can just nudge them into the void. I wouldn't recommend trying to hit them off because sometimes they can hit you while they're falling into the void. Then destroy the temporary bridge so you end up at the 1 leaf block that you just placed. Now bridge backwards with 4 leaf blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then bridge backwards with 18 slabs. Make sure they're top slabs or endermen won't be able to spawn on them. 17, 18. Then surround the slabs with leaf blocks. These leaves help with pack spawning, which makes more endermen spawn. Make sure there are 5 leaf blocks on each side of the slab. Your leaf platform should look like this when you're done. Now, face the killing chamber area and go 1 block to the left of the slabs. Walk to the edge of the platform and build a 4-block staircase going towards the killing chamber. We don't use stairs because endermen are able to go up 1 block without jumping, so stairs don't actually increase the speed they can go up. At the top of the staircase, while facing the killing chamber area, build 1 leaf block to the right. Now, build 28 leaf blocks back towards the killing chamber. Build 28 staircase while facing the killing chamber. Stairs don't actually increase the speed they can go up. At the top of the staircase, while facing the killing chamber area, build 1 leaf block to the right. Now, build 4-block staircase going towards the killing chamber. We don't use stairs because endermen up, At the top of the staircase, while facing the killing chamber area, build 1 leaf block to the right. Now, build 28 leaf blocks back towards the killing chamber. 27, 28. There should be a 1 block gap between the bridge and the leaves you placed earlier. This is the gap that you look at endermen through, so don't fill it. Now, build up 3 leaf blocks on each of these sides. Then fill in this roof, but make sure to leave this hole here. The endermen are going to drop into this hole. Now, build up 2 leaf blocks on these 3 sides of the hole. Drop into this hole. Then fill in this roof, but make sure to leave this Then fill in this roof, but make sure to leave this hole here. The endermen are going to drop into this hole. Now, build up 2 leaf blocks on these 3 sides of the hole. Now, add a leaf block here and here. Now we need to waterlog all these top leaves to prevent endermen from teleporting onto them. Top leaf. Now, build up 2 leaf blocks on these 3 sides of the hole. Now, add a leaf block here and here. Now we need to waterlog all these top leaves to prevent endermen from teleporting onto them. And now, we need to waterlog this whole bridge. Feel free to build another infinite water source closer to the bridge if you like. Make sure to waterlog the top of this staircase as well. Don't worry, we don't need to waterlog the spawning platform because endermen can only teleport up to 32 blocks away, and the platform is 33 blocks away. Now, remove any temporary blocks so endermen don't teleport to them. This enderman is in my way. Die. Then place 2 trapdoors above the spare. Barrel. Way. This enderman is in my way. Die. Then place 2 trap doors above this barrel. Finally, open this trapdoor and place an armor stand on it, and then close the trap. To operate the farm, stand behind the trapdoor and align yourself with a wall to look around the armor stand. Then look at the endermen's eyes. This will aggro them and they'll run to you and jump into this pit where you can hit the armor stand, which will deal sweeping damage to all of them. The sweeping doesn't actually do much damage to the endermen, but there are so many of them in this hole that entity cramming will deal tons of damage and kill them for you. And since you hit them with sweeping, they'll still drop XP. This allows you to use any sword, no enchantments required, to get max XP per hour. Now I'll do a test using a wooden sword to show how well the farm works. I gave this sword Unbreaking 255 so it won't break during the test. Also, the farm takes a few seconds to warm up, so since I started the test from the farm being fully off, it took an extra few seconds to get to level 30. For auto-clickers, you can use the mod Tweakaroo or an external auto-clicker. If you use Tweakaroo, hit X and C to open the menu. Then go to the Generic tab, then in the Tweaks tab, clicker, set it to click every 550 milliseconds. This shouldn't happen, but if for whatever reason you have endermen that aren't angry at you standing on this bridge, you can run away from the farm to despawn the mobs. Now all the endermen have despawned. Now I can run back over there and keep using the farm. To stop using the farm, simply run away or look down and finish killing the endermen that are in the hole. To get your ender pearls, open